All right, long time no see, guys. Obviously, I'm trying a new camera angle here. It's hard to see, so my screen is higher than the camera. So, forgive me as I learn to adjust to where I got to look and etc. like that. Um, but yeah, we've been gone for a little bit as we've had the Ontario playoff rush. So we raced Velocity in Herb Walters mod, which is now my modified. We raced his 88 car to finish up the points for him. We had a couple issues in practice that didn't get us down too badly. We got it fixed, and then unfortunately, when we fixed the problem, we created another problem. It's mostly my fault. I didn't check it before going out. We were just trying to get back out there, and it's first time driving the car, so it was fun. Herb still got where he needed to be in the points, so no harm, no foul. Well, at least I don't think so. I don't think he's mad at me. Uh, but sorry, fidgeting at the same time. Um, Tonight's guest is going to be somebody I've raced against in the Legend series, actually. Let's see if he remembers that. Ooh, what happens there? Oh, but yeah, so it's been busy. um, so I've started working with Impact Motorsports. If you see the flag behind me, big shout out to these guys. Um, for letting me come over and start announcing for them. I worked Lindsay Fair, I worked Roseneath Fair, I worked Fall Brawl. Fall Brawl was absolutely amazing. We're gonna have them on here hopefully again soon, so they can do like a season review, talk about their champions, talk about some plans for 2024, some of the winter derby stuff like that. Maybe some of Devin and Christie's runs because I know they've been going down to the states and helping other promoters. Um, they really do kind of show the same kind of class that we have up here with between me and the True North Racing broadcast and the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. But we all work together. We all try to work together to become one bigger team to either help promote you drivers or get like me to do the fans and try to promote Ontario racing. Obviously, we try to get once in a while. I'm talking to a few people trying to get some bigger like names on here to try to increase the views. So say let's throw a name out there. Let's throw Kenny Wallace. If I can get Kenny Wallace on here to come do a show, that's going to bring more people to watch the other episodes as well, too, right? So I'm trying to do stuff like that to help Ontario racers. Um, since the last time we talked, I've signed on with Jomo Media. I'll be doing media and PR and write ups and etc. for the 24th season. We have some open spots now that we went from just John doing the PR all by himself. Does phenomenal work. He's one of the most dedicated people in the PR business right now in Ontario. At least for me personally, he's been my PR guy for 2 seasons, 3 seasons now. I also use short track musings with Ashley McCubbin. I like supporting these people who spend their time, and a lot of people don't realize how much time and effort they have to spend to represent us. And everyone's like, so if you pick different packages and stuff like that with Jomo, or you spend the money with Ashley, they don't realize when you do a write up every single week. Some people can sometimes the write up's like 15, 20 minutes of their time. Sometimes it's a couple hours of their time. But you add it all up, they're not even making half a minimum wage. So I've jumped in, try to take some of the load off Jomo to also help promote. I'm not looking to make a lot of money, just not lose a lot of money doing it is all I'm trying to do. Um, so if you want to join the Jomo Media side, you can contact me, Jonathan Morrison, or you can talk to Megan Mitchell. There's also a giveaway with stickers and scuffs. I've announced a giveaway for the junior late models of Peterborough, giving away promotional packages. Um, let's see what else has been new. Uh, Save a little bit for the outro too. So wearing a new hat, just picked it up, and I'm going to take my mic off here for a second. Show my ugly hair. But I picked this up off of Savannah Strawn. I know it's backwards right now. She's a 9-year-old junior late model racer. I got her to sign it because I think it's cool. Um, yeah, I look much better with that. So yeah, grab this hat off of them for 25 bucks. It's going straight to her junior late model program. I told Chad to stock some more. I bought out of the last 3 he has. Um, I'm I'm a firm believer in racers supporting other racers when it comes to like merchandise and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of everyone sitting there going like, "Oh, you can't afford to do this." We sell merchandise because it does help us do racing or other ventures. Like, there's a chance I'm looking at getting flags and stuff done for the podcast and stuff. Um, I'm talking with a few people. I'm also trying to host next year. I'm going to be hosting um, a bracket championship for Ontario Speedways. I'll get a little bit more into that in the outro, but so fall velocity, I had a great time. Got to learn to drive a mod. Didn't think I'd ever get to drive a modified, let alone one of the cars in the province. That was probably my favorite cars ever, just because personal connections. And I tried to buy it years ago, and I just didn't have the funds, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's worked its way into my hands now, which is, I don't know, fate, destiny, or whatever. I didn't race Frostfest as it was my birthday that weekend, and I spent my money elsewhere. It's nothing against racing. It's just I wanted to do something different this year. I've gone to the racetrack for the last 9 years for my birthday, and I just wanted to do something different. Um, Came to Autumn Colors. Friday night we had qualifying. I raced the number 38 Oscar Hot Rod, and Art Art Rogers' car there. He brought it. It was We had to do some repairs because we ended up breaking some things and fixing some things and break some more things and fix some more things. We started finding a little bit more pace in it. We worked on it the entire time of Autumn Colors, both weekends, trying to get more and more out of it. We're starting to get a good piece where he's now kind of going over for the winter, so we're gonna nut and bolt check it, make some upgrades, trying to get some weight out of it, try to get some more power into it. Um, a few things, just like your basic winter stuff and that you try to do in your cars every year. Um, and then I was driving my modified of the Friday. Um, it was first time driving it. We got some tires actually off Chad Strawn, Savannah's dad. Um, he gave me a great deal I couldn't say no to. And also got some tires off of Chris Milwain. These guys definitely made it so I was able to race that weekend. This was kind of a fun run for me, just to say I raced my own car. Um, as we're retired for now. I keep saying that, but I keep finding more and more cars to drive. But yeah, so we did that, and then Jason Keene broke his car in the second day of practice. Um, so I gave my modified up for him just because he was chasing a championship. He locked in the championship when we had the rain out, and the points no longer continued. So the Autumn Colors got rained out to the following Saturday. First time since Autumn Colors has started, as far as I know, that's been rained out to the upcoming week. And yeah, so we ended up racing Gary Hanna's 03 limit pro late model, my modified, and Art Rogers hot rod, which I was attempting 237 laps, and I did 233 green flag laps. All 3 cars came home. I think there was one scratch. Someone got into me in the late model when we were checking up for an accident. Um, yeah, I don't think I scratched anything else. I think that's a successful weekend. We got 11th in the late model, and we were 2 laps down. I think it was. Yeah, it was 2 laps down. Sorry. Yeah, 2 laps down. We were just outside the top 10. Um, it's been a long time since I've driven a late model, and I'm glad Gary asked me to do it, and I'd probably do it again. I like driving cars, and it was definitely a very interesting weekend. Um, and then follow up directly after, no break between, just hop into Art's car. Unfortunately, we got 2 or 3 laps in, and my knee cramps so badly. I think it's just from jumping car to car. I couldn't actually hit the brakes where I could be aggressive entering the corner, so I just slowed down the pace. And unfortunately, I went 2 laps down in that car as well. Um, I wish I could have put a better showing on for his car, because, but it was too late. I was already in the car, and I drove it. I drove to the end. I didn't back out. I raced what I needed to do. And then my modified, I kept on the lead lap. We finished seventh. We passed a car or two, and it was. I think I had more in the car, but once again, I hurt my knee in the hot rod, so I wasn't able to do the full braking force that I would like to. So I got to drive in the corners, but I made it work to my advantage because I made the car hook up off the corner. I gotta thank Jason Keane for doing a bunch of work upgrading this car, getting it squared up, and as they were going for a championship, they did a bunch of things to my car to make it better, and they didn't have to. They could have just went out there and did what they needed to do and said thank you and put everything back, and they didn't have to. And they've given me a whole new setup sheet, and if the car doesn't sell and I bring it out, oh sorry, tired today. I've been working all day. Um, but yeah, we'll bring it out and hopefully be even faster as we get used to the car, and maybe a sticker set of tires, or but we'll see. We'll see what 2024 has in plans now that I've really overbooked myself. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest for this evening, the Wildman Cody Wilds. Welcoming this week back to the podcast after our little hiatus for the Ontario playoff situation is the Wildman Cody Wilds. How are you doing today, brother?
Not bad, man. I've actually had a pretty good day.
Yeah, we were going to talk yesterday, but you had a very special person you had asked to take trick or treating, so I couldn't get in the way of that. So
Yeah.
how was taking your sister trick or treating? I think it was in your old suit.
It was awesome. She had a blast. A lot of people thought she was a motorcycle driver. She
Eh,
had a lot of questions about that, but it was so cool seeing somebody dressed up as me for Halloween. I did it, but I mean, it's not as cool because that's me. I
yeah, I was at the Gens game for the Halloween. I contemplated putting on my driver's suit and going to the Gens game, and I'm like, nah, I can't dress up as me as Halloween. But so everyone is going to ask, how are you feeling? Like, obviously, you broke your leg in a crash down in Delaware. Why don't you give us an update on how you're feeling? Maybe like some of the people that don't know, maybe what you went through with the crash and like the updates and stuff like that.
so I'm feeling good. I ended up breaking 3 bones in my leg and 3 in my foot. And they were thinking, or they knew it was a sprain, but a possible fracture as well in the other ankle. Um, we didn't really go into that much detail because I didn't want 2 casts on at once. I was just happy about the fact I could still drive my car. But so about 5 weeks with me having the cast on, I went back to the hospital. They told me if I take it easy for the next 2 weeks, they don't need to put me in a boot or anything like that. So I was taking it easy. And I got through it. I got through it. It was definitely painful. It was more of it was uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it was a pain, but it was definitely uncomfortable. Sleeping really sucked, but we're back now. I don't even notice it. I got a little bit of a limp, but I mean, after a broken leg, you're gonna expect that. Um, I think the hardest part was trying to walk afterwards, though. Going from this much on the bottom of your foot to having nothing on the bottom of your foot was weird.
Yeah, and especially like right at the moment of the crash, like we don't think about being sore as we crash. It was
Yeah,
we're always thinking, can we fix the car? Can we get back out there? I always worried, did I take somebody with me?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
especially like Delaware, huge packs of cars. We never think about ourselves as drivers first, especially in
No.
a situation like that. If we're awake and alert, we immediately think, "Ooh, I hope everybody else is okay."
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, we're glad to see you're okay. The car, not so much, but
No.
you have picked up a new piece for 2024. Why don't you give us a little background information to catch some of the fans up on your new piece of equipment there?
So we bought Colton Everingham's car. Um, it seems like a good piece. Like uh, everything we've gone through with it, it just amazes us how well that car was built, how well the car is put together. Really, honestly, I don't know much background about it. I know that it was a good car. There's like it was always in the front half of the pack. I know that the Everingham and everybody else, they took really good care of that. Like, you could eat off the motor right now. It is just insane how clean everything is on it. But yeah, it's really honestly, I don't know much about the car, like the background of the car. Um, what I've saw, it looks like a phenomenal piece. I am so excited to have it. Very grateful. I am very grateful for it. It's definitely gonna give us a new shot at next year, right? So we had the coil springs in the last car, and this one is leaf spring. And I'm very interested in trying that out. I've never had the difference between the two, so I don't know what the leaf spring's all about. I've heard it's awesome. I've also heard that they don't really like people don't really like it. So I'm gonna go out see how I feel about that. I'm kind of excited to see about that. Um, it's definitely a lot newer piece than what we had before. The car we had before was a little bit older. I think the motor was something towards. Something tells me it was something like 15 years since it had been freshened up. So we were running with an older piece of car, really good car, but it was an older piece. Um, and yeah, it opens up a whole new world when you got something that you know is a good piece right in front of you, right?
Yeah. So if that car I can think of the history, I believe that was a Rob Richards old car. I think I don't know before Rob, but I'm pretty sure that was his copper colored. It had like that similar body on it. I think it was like
Yeah,
a copper and black colored car. It was uh Rob raced me back when, yeah, he was always running up front with it. And as I drive, well, I used to drive super stock. My car's gone now. You would have loved that car. You think that car's clean? When I got this
yeah,
car off Tom, like it came, everything was like polished, clean. Like the nuts and bolts on this thing were brand new. Like didn't even look like they had been installed. They were that clean. Like
really,
you want to see beautiful, like taken care of Tom Walters, phenomenal freaking cars. Like
really.
that
Damn.
car, that car is the only reason I got any like success in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
But it's that was a metric car, so it was still a 3 link coil car. I've never driven a leaf spring car either. I've driven against a lot of people with leaf springs, obviously.
yeah,
The biggest thing I got told is being smooth with a leaf spring car pays off. Like you can't try to out dive people in the corners because it upsets the springs and stuff like that. You got to be similar in your braking points and kind of like break in the same way, drive it the same way. Obviously I haven't driven it. That's just what I've been told. Um,
yeah,
but they seem to get through the ends better.
yeah,
So like that, I went down to Delaware, like 2 years ago, I guess it is now. I had the wrong gear. I had 486s in, which you probably know isn't enough down there.
no,
And so I had old tires. It was just all bad. So
yeah,
I was keeping up with some people like Corey McAllister and stuff like that. I was keeping up with them. It's just I just needed a little more of everything, unfortunately.
yeah,
But I can't wait to see what you do in the new car, especially because I'm working with Jomo Media now, so I get to really follow your progress this year. Sorry, I was looking for the right word.
You know,
Um,
that's
so we also raced together in Legends, oddly enough, back
yeah.
when you run Legend cars. You have the only video of the wreck that actually exploded the three discs in my back.
Exploded the discs in your back.
So that wreck that you have the video of, or your dad has the
Yeah.
video of, I exploded three discs in the lower part of my back
Oh,
instantly.
all that.
So yeah, that's why I had to get into legend cars because every time I hit the bumps, my
Yeah.
back, because you know what it's like in a legend car.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", so to get in that car because it wasn't even a big boy chassis, I
Yeah.
sat like I'm kind of sitting now. I'm kind of curled like as you'd sit in a chair. I curled my back so when I hit, both rear shocks broke and the seat hit the ground. So the
Oh,
where I curved my back, it just went pop pop pop,
oh,
and yeah. So
that would hurt.
it actually didn't hurt until like 3 days later. I think it's like when you got in your wreck, you weren't
Yeah.
thinking about your leg hurting. You're
No,
so pumped on adrenaline, you probably tried to get out of the car and walk it off.
actually, when I hit, I went right onto the radio and I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then it was like everything hit at once. And I was like, I'm not okay. Like, I need someone here. And when they got there, I was trying to get out because I thought, oh, my legs are just hurting, right? Like everything's fine. And I tried putting pressure on my legs to get up onto the windowsill. I was like, no, this isn't good. So they got me to the ambulance, and the ambulance driver was because I was very calm. I wasn't really showing that I was all that hurt. They were thinking, oh, you're just sore, right? But go get it checked out. But I think you're just sore. And yeah, when I went and told the ambulance driver and the medics at Grand Bend there, they were all in awe when they heard about my leg. They definitely didn't expect that. But I mean, when you have someone that's not really showing the pain, what are you supposed to? He just went head on into the wall, like he's gonna be sore, kind of thing,
Yeah,
right? Like,
he just got in a car accident faster than most people drive in the 401. He's
yeah,
gonna feel it. And
yeah,
like that car took the impact very well. Like it absorbed a lot of the impact. So like
it,
luckily, like unfortunately you got hurt, but luckily I think it was better than it could have. I think so what happened is I think it caved to the point where it got the foot box and that's why your leg kind of got
yeah,
so but yeah, like if that car would have been like fully stiff, like that would have hurt so much worse.
yeah,
And so I'm gonna ask you a few more questions instead of talking about your wreck too much,
yeah.
because as much as it's bad memories but it is fun to talk about because well it brings up reason like people go back and find the videos of when because Rogers TV down at Delaware and stuff like that. What do you think of that deal for to get a race on Rogers TV every Friday night?
I think that's awesome. I've had so many sponsors come out to me and they absolutely love it um because they get to watch it, right? They don't when they have like one of my sponsors, his son is one of my best friends, and his son had hockey almost every night that I raced. So he liked it because he was able to just go home and rewatch what Rogers had put up, and he loved it. There's so many other people that loved it because it's just so much easier when you're busy. You can go on, you can watch it, and they do a great job at running it. Like everything that they talk about is just it's phenomenal. They make it funny, right? Like the things that I don't know. I don't want to be rude by saying it, but the things that some people can't make as interesting, they were making interesting. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing is so like I've started working with Impact here as I was talking about like, a little intro that before I brought you on that I've started working as an announcing and that's something like even in podcasts I have issue filling what I call dead space. So like
Yeah,
if all of a sudden the conversation goes on, I can only ask so many questions before I'm like I feel like I'm repeating myself and then I'm like ooh, look at the pink installation in the rafters over there, and I click the button.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's like it's one of those things. I'm like, it's now that I'm on the other side of things, I'm like, I appreciate it more. And talking with like Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffries and stuff like that in G Force, I sat down with them probably 5 episodes into my podcast to be like, hey, what do you guys do? Like, and they were great at giving me advice and stuff. But now announcing with Impact is like, all right, so you learn how to fill some of those, like, you gotta make light of some situations so people in the stands don't, like, when you got hurt, they have to kind of play it off like you didn't. You have to kind of give a wave to the
yeah,
crowd so the show can go on,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And like, unfortunately, earlier on this year with the Steve McCaw incident, they were thrown under the bus really early. I feel like they handled it okay. Like, there's obviously some things they could have done better and some things they could have done worse.
yeah,
But Rogers is new to this. Like, so, and like, I feel like they're doing a great job. I
yeah,
feel like as the season got on, it went better. I can't wait to see who they bring on for like guest personalities and stuff like that. Like when they had Chris and all that stuff.
yeah,
Um, I'm glad it's helping you out on the racer side because we were at Peterborough. We were talking, I think, of getting a post dated TV appearance or something. That was one of the TV things. JP is working on that, trying to help us racer out, get more of a what's the word I'm looking for? More of a viewership or whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
I'm bad with words right now. I've been working all day. But
So brain's a
but
little tight.
yeah, been working on cars all day. It's busy tire season. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, so like I feel like this is something more and more tracks can benefit from because during the summer they don't have a lot of new programming that they can play, especially if they're a local TV station, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
um without going down that rabbit hole too much because we can talk about that for hours too. You started out, I think, in junior late models.
no,
You
I sprint
oop,
cars.
you started in the micro sprint cars.
Yeah.
Okay, because if I'm like starting in sprint cars, I'm like I feel slightly jealous now because I want to drive one of those big wing ones. All right, so you had the micro sprints and then the junior lights,
Yeah, micro sprints, then the junior late models,
then the
then
legend.
trucks.
Oh, mini trucks, and then the legend car.
Yep, then the legends, and then the
Now the
super.
super stock. All right, so you've driven 5 really different cars, right? Because everything starts to drive differently and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which one have you had the most fun trying to learn? And like, where do you think you want to go from here? Like, where do you want to progress up to?
So the definitely the most fun I've had trying to learn is the super stock. It's a lot different than anything I've ever driven. Honestly, my head was huge going into the super stocks. I thought, you know, I won a lot in the junior late models. I'm going to go into the super stocks. I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to beat everybody, right? Once I got into it, I was like, wow, this is just, this puts you back, right? Like, this really opens your mind to what it really is. Um, and I just kind of worked my way up, trying to get better and better. I did the whole, this is where I usually let off. I'm gonna count 2 more seconds. I'm in practice. If I spin it, oh well. What are you gonna like? What's gonna happen, right?
Break a leg.
Yeah, too soon. um, yeah, no, but that's what I did all the time. And obviously I'm not even close to winning right now. But that's kind of what's helping me, right? And then it was just I'm gonna get on the throttle 2 seconds sooner. Um just pushing yourself kind of thing. And I've had a lot of fun with it because I know that at the end of the day when I do get my first win, it's gonna mean so much more than just going out and winning. Right. Um but yeah, so anyways, on to the next. Um my what I where I want to go in with my racing career is I want to try to make one NASCAR truck race, and see if I can perform well enough that somebody will bring me onto the team. Um, it's a long shot, but it is possible. So that's where I'm wanting to go, but I guess you could say my biggest goal in Ontario racing would be I want to race the super late models. That is, I've always absolutely loved watching them. They're just, I think it's more the body style than anything. I love the body style on them, and it's always attracted my attention.
They
So that
they look sexy, they sound sexy, they smell sexy. They're just a sexy car.
they're cars, yeah, pretty much.
So and like I seen JR Fitzpatrick drive one down in Toledo, and I'm like, so like I have two cars left on my list. Like I'm sure you've seen some of the cars I've driven in my like 9 year history. I
Yep,
have two cars that are on my list, and these are the two that were kind of out of my reality. And that
yep,
was drive super late model, but I wanted to do it at Kawartha, which Kawartha doesn't race anymore. And
uh,
then I wanted to do a Pinty start.
yep.
So obviously that just over my budget is the problem is. So unless like someone like Larry Jackson or someone really desperately needed somebody, then I think I'm out for those. But
Yeah.
I've driven a lot of cars. So you said you wanted to get in the trucks. You said you wanted to get in the super lates. What stepping stones do you see yourself trying to go up and through to try to progress your skill level as a driver so you can get up there to show your talent level?
Um, so my biggest thing that I got to work on right now is I get nervous what dark like racing in the dark. I don't know why it always racks my nerves up. Um, so right now I'm trying to push through that. I've been racing for 13 years and I've been fighting with it, right? So I'm trying to push through that right now. I will get it, but I think that's kind of one of the biggest things because I'm running fast times in practice, and then as soon as it becomes dark, I'm slowed right off because it's I don't know, it's more nerve wracking to me, right? Um, but other than that, I think I know I gotta get smoother on the throttle. I like to just jam the throttle coming off the corners, and well, you know that don't work. It don't work.
It works in certain situations. On brand new
Yeah.
tires, you can do it. On
Oh
old
yeah,
tires, not so much.
yeah.
The
That
mo-
yeah.
the modified, wide open from Apex, brother.
Really.
That thing after the 18 crew worked on it so they could go after their championship. I
Yeah.
literally hit the throttle probably where I finished hitting the brake on the super stock, and it was wide open all the way down the straightaway. Like I
That's
didn't
all.
ease into it. It was just like, well, let's go. And
Huh.
it just bit in, it stuck, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Like that car had more time in it. So I qualified with a 13.8, but by the time I got to racing it, I already done 200 laps roughly on the day. And I twisted my knee in one of the cars, and it was just so I use 2 feet. I don't know if you do, but I use 2 feet. So because my brake knee was sore, I couldn't push down the brake properly. So I
Uh,
couldn't dive in the corner properly, right? So I couldn't
yeah.
set the car, and I just unfortunately it was worth a couple tenths, but it is what it is. When you're
Yeah.
doing stupid things like running 3 different cars in one day at Autumn Colors, it's you do dumb things.
Yep. Yeah.
So 2024, obviously, I think you're racing Delaware Superstock.
Yes.
Okay. So what other events do you plan on going to with your Superstock? Do you plan on doing some traveling in the playoff season or make a couple quick starts or
I'm hoping to do some traveling at the end of the year. My dad really is getting tired of all the traveling, but I think I've talked him into doing some out of Delaware races. But he says he wants to wait to the end of the year, see how the year's going. Um, I don't know. I think we're gonna do the quick race. So last year we didn't do the quick races that were at Delaware. We stayed out for them. But I think this year we're gonna be doing some of them, if not all of the quick races at Delaware. Um, we were honestly just worried because I'm obviously not a front of the pack driver. I'm back of the pack, and I didn't we didn't want to get in anybody's way. We were just going out this year to gain people's respect. We did not want to make enemies with anybody, nothing like that. We were going out to learn. So we stayed out of that, and then the end of the year came around, and we were like, it's clean racing. Like there's nobody going out there and intentionally wrecking people, nothing like that. So that kind of changed mine and my dad's mind on, yeah, we're gonna race them next year. Um, and then my biggest goal for next year is I want to race Flamborough. I absolutely love racing Flamborough. I don't know what it is about that track, but that's always where my best finishes were. Um, I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Latimer. Was it Jordan? Jordan Latimer. He runs the 17.
I don't know which. No, 17 is. Isn't that McNichol?
No. Well, yeah, it is McNichol, but the 17, it's red and or no, is it red and white? Oh, I can't even remember. I think it was one of the Latimer brothers.
Yeah.
I
If they
was
watch this, they can tell us which one it was.
yeah. um so I started first for my heat race in the legend cars, and I had led every lap up until the last 3 laps. Latimer got around me, and I think I came second that race, and that was one of the best races that I've ever had because it was phenomenal. Coming second to Latimer's was awesome because they're not slow drivers. They're good drivers, right?
Yeah.
So I it was definitely impressive. I was very impressed with myself to be doing that. And after that race, Flamborough's been my favorite track.
I have a very much love-hate relationship with Flamborough. I either have seems to be a good result or I end up in the turn two wall. And when I end up in the well, even the wreck I had where you were in the race, it was turn
Yeah,
two.
yeah,
Like I have rode off the Saturn mini stock in turn two. The super stock went in the wall through oil in turn two last year. The legend car went airborne in turn two. It's if I can get through turn two at Flamborough, I am mint we're having a good day. But if I can't get through turn two, unfortunately, it's either people are mad at me or I'm mad at people, and it's not the track's fault. It's honestly it's a great track. I think there's more of an outside groove at Flamborough than there's Peterborough. It's still tough sledding up there, but if you are a Flamborough regular, you can kind of bully around a visitor, kind of like I am.
yeah.
Um, so do you think you're going to try to do the quick race there, or do you think you're just going to try to do Frostfest if they have super stocks, or
I don't quite know yet. I haven't thought that far into it yet.
we'll see how the
Um,
season goes?
but yeah, kinda, yeah. We we still got our if ands and buts about it, but we definitely have Kenny McNichol in our ears saying let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kenny is awesome at being a motivator. Um,
Oh
he he is one of the guys that helped me a lot in the legend cars. I went from in the back to pack, and he was just telling me small little things. And it's not even so much of, like car things. It's sometimes just like weird things you do inside the car that he's watching as he's passing you. Like, oh
oh
hey,
yeah.
just so you know, in this part of the corner you did this. I'm like, what? And then we put a camera like on the shoulder. I'm like, how did he pick that up passing me? Like,
Yeah.
it's not something like the car does. It's like, oh yeah, you do this with your hands and you move your hands off the wheel. I'm like, how do you pick that up?
Yeah.
It's Kenny's been driving for a long time, and
Well,
he's
it's
a
like
great. I'm
his
trying.
slow mo.
Sorry, so I didn't hear there.
I said it's like he races his races in slow mo because he's got so much time to think about everything.
I think that's just Kenny. I think he's a fast-paced person, and even the race cars are slow for him.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna have hopefully Kenny on here one day. So he had a beautiful truck at Autumn Colors there when he brought it out. He always has beautiful equipment. Um, so he's actually be a good person to kind of push you off the ledge to do the quick. Which if they're doing the same schedule as this year, if you do the two Delaware dates, no one Flambeau date. You may as well do both the other ones at Peterborough and Sunset at that point. You're committed at that point. Um, but we're starting to run out of time here on the Zoom meeting here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a few minutes here. I want you to tell people where they can find you for 2024, how they can find you on social media, and where anyone can buy some merchandise or any of the good things that you're wearing.
So sorry, can you repeat that? You were glitchy throughout that.
Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna have you sit there and you're gonna tell people where you're running 2024, where they can find you on social medias, and what merch they can buy off you and how they can buy it.
Alrighty. So I'm running at Delaware Speedway full time next year. My merch will be with us at our race trailer, but if you need it somewhere else during the track, I think my mom's gonna bring it up top too, so that if people are buying stuff that are up top, then it's there. You can contact us on Facebook at CodyWildsRacing.com. That's also our website. My number is in my bio on my Facebook. Just it's Cody Wilds. So even if you want to contact me by number, that's also an option. Yeah, we're gonna have shirts, hats. We got beer koozies. We got flags. We got tons of stuff. Well, I'll make sure to make a post on my Facebook about that so you guys can see everything that we got. And then yeah.
Yeah, so when you do that post, make sure you share it with Jonathan and I,
Yeah.
because I'm convincing Jonathan to try to share links on like the Jomo Media page. So we
Yeah.
have all the drivers merch, and so that we can have pictures and links of how to get it. This is one of the things of us working together is we both sometimes have ideas off left field, and it's the
Yeah.
execution time that's so now like we're trying to take both fields and play down the center. So yeah, like I said, this is one of the things that we're going to try to have the more merch availability, so like people can go contact you right off John's website as well. When you get hats in, I'll have to get one off you because I'm wearing my Savannah Strawn freaking hat that I just got today. She's a
Yeah.
9-year-old junior late model racer.
Well, good
Um,
for her.
this is her first car, so her hat sales are supporting her car. So I got her to sign it. I got the hat. Also, we're gonna give you a few minutes. Why don't you thank your 2023 sponsors and any sponsors you have already confirmed for 2024?
Alrighty, one sec. I'm just gonna go on my Facebook to make sure I don't miss any sponsors.
You mean you can't just read your shirt?
I could. Yeah, I could. Never thought of that. I'd like to thank Les McDonald, Home and Auto Glass, McNichol Welding and Fabrication, Ashwood Concepts, EV Controls, Inglewood Mechanical, M&M Painting, Hanson's Your Independent Grocer, OAL, Dave Moore Fuels, Canadian Crane Rentals, Crosslink, Macaulay, CDN Films, Carry Out Hanson's. Like Carry Out Hanson's are combined. Exeter Canadian Tire, Stump Grinding Grey Bruce, Lloyd's Paving, and Krabby Joe's Exeter. Oh, did I lose you? There you go.
No, you're still here. You're you're just doing the phone dance right now.
Yeah, pretty, yeah.
So also you forgot one big one.
Jomo Media.
Not even that one. You
The
forgot someone
people.
else.
Who am I missing?
Did you say your dad?
Oh, my dad. Yes, my dad. I don't even know why Wild's Printing isn't on there.
That's because you're probably used to it being Wilds. Like it's just like
Yeah,
instinct.
true. That's
So
true.
I do have to message your dad because I want to see if I can get some flags done up because I think he does stuff like that, right?
Yeah, he does.
So I want to get some like feeney call flags and stuff like that done up. So I'll have to message him, or you can talk to him for me and tell him to message me. But I thank you for coming and joining us. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of 2023. I know you're not racing or anything like that, but
Yep.
best of luck in all your personal endeavors for the off season, and can't wait to see you in 2024.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me. I really had a lot of fun with this.
No problem, buddy. Anytime, we might have to ring you again. Oh, my camera's falling off my steering wheel. Yeah, we might have to ring you again through the off season. So
For sure.
we'll maybe have to do, next time I'll have to get you in the shop so we can see the car. And it's going pink, right?
We're thinking so. We got people doing the votes, and the pink's definitely looking on the bigger side.
So I had an idea.
Yeah.
What if you do Jekyll and Hyde and you do one yellow, one pink, one side? So like down the middle, you have your normal design. The right
Yeah,
side say is your pink, and the left side's your yellow. You can combine both schemes, but you have like a Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
that's a good idea.
I don't have them very often, but I just thought about that looking at the installation and like the wood. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you could have, and those colors go well together.
Well, you got SpongeBob and Patrick right there.
Exactly. All you need is a little bit of Sandy in there, and you're good.
Exactly. That'll be the middle. We got
Yeah.
the yellow, pink, and then the middle will be the sandy, the brown.
All right. So when you make your Band-Aid stickers and stuff like that, you gotta put a SpongeBob, but like the cast on it if you do that. That's my
Oh,
one request.
100%.
All right. Thanks for joining me. Glad we ended on a laugh. Can't wait to see you racing. And yeah, good luck, brother. And I can't wait to, hopefully see your sister in a junior late or something like that.
I'm hoping. I'm trying to talk him into it.
All right.